Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for making it down to Adventure X. My name is Kyle Guthrow, and I am one of your lovely speakers tonight, along with Miss Beautiful Carmelia Ray. And first off, we want to thank you. Thank you all for coming, because you guys could be anywhere else, but you chose to be with us tonight. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. You know what, Naren, that deserves a round of applause. You're right. Give a round of applause for yourself. Now, I will say there is 3 more seats, and I'm not a comedian. I promise I will not pull you up on stage. Someone take these damn seats. I do not like looking at empty seats. I like looking at your beautiful faces. Everyone's got a phone. I need you to do me one small favor. I need you to pull your phone and take a picture of that QR code. And why this QR code is so important, it is because you guys came to a networking event. And I want to stay connected with all of you, because you never know where the next opportunity might come from, the next business venture, the next date. I am happily in a relationship, but those are in the other world. Carmen's a matchmaker, so if you are single, reach out to her. And you just never know where a connection could take you. Could lead to a lifelong friendship. I will share a very, very, very quick story. Natasha doesn't even know this, but she's in the room. She hosted an event, and I'm an extrovert, but sometimes I just don't feel like networking. So Natasha held an event, and I walked to the restaurant door and almost turned around until my one friend Lewis said, "Hey, are you coming?" And it was that little nudge that poked me through the door. And now, because of that, I met Natasha and all of her amazing colleagues and friends because of that networking. So I know sometimes networking can be scary. It can be intimidating. I promise you, it is not if you learn some of the skills that I'm going to speak on. So for those that don't know me, my name is Kyle Guthrow. Let's make sure this works. So I have a tight presentation, but that doesn't take anything away from the impact that I hope that it will have in all of you. So we're going to touch on 5 critical items. So impressions, also known as a first impression, which some of you experienced tonight. Presence, communication, connection, and opportunity. Now I want you to notice an order that they are in. Take a visual picture of that, or if you want, take an actual picture of it, and I will dive into why this order is particularly important. All right. Show of hands, how many people have been in your lifetime on an awkward date? Come on, put your hands up. Let's go. I know it. Listen, it wasn't your fault. It was the other person's fault that's not here. So there you go. Don't worry about it. But every day we are meeting people for the first time. Sometimes those days lead into weeks. Sometimes they lean into months. What I want to leave with all of you, encourage all of you, every day, make a first impression with somebody new. I promise you, we live in a massive city that's right behind you, 4 million, 5 million people. There is no excuse why you can't network and connect with people every single day. You have to practice this skill though. So why are first impressions important? Because it primes you for what is to come. Now, I'm not going to call anybody out, because I promise you I wouldn't. But I have been to hundreds, if close to thousands of networking events in my life all over the world. And there is a select few of people that are absolutely terrified. What do? They come in the door, they're very timid, they're shy, they sneak in, and once one late person comes in, don't worry, we'll call him out, or her out. And they sneak in, they're like, just kind of scoping it out, their body language is crumpled up, and they really don't belong, when in fact they do. So many people are missing this critical step. Before you even walk into a room, I need you to check in with yourself. This is so important, because your body language is going to say stuff before you even open your mouth. So when you walk into a room, and I say check in with yourself, How am I feeling? What do I got that's going on in that day, that week, that month? You know what? We sometimes have prior obligations, kids, family, stuff that is just driving you nuts maybe at home or in business world. Check in and recognize that just as about your walk in that room, because you carry that energy with you. One of my speaking coaches taught me this in the earlier days, just before you're about to go on stage, just to dump everything out. It is not fair to your audience that you come in with low energy, just like it's not fair to the people you are about to connect and converse with to have low energy, poor body posture, poor facial expression. To be honest, we don't care what happened in your day-to-day stuff. I know that's harsh, but if you really want connections, you kind of have to just compartmentalize that, push it aside. So that's what I mean by just resetting your body and your mind. Everyone's heard of box breathing. I'm not a yogi, but if you breathe in for 4 and out for 4 and do it multiple times, I can promise you it will relax you. And there's also some other things that you can do just to even warm up your vocals. Now, some people get a little nervous, then they say, my voice cracks. Well, just like if you were to walk into the gym, you wouldn't rack up 250 pounds on the bench press and start throwing it up, unless you're Brandon Moore. You actually have to warm up, just like you have to warm up your voice. So when you enter into a room, now, this can be done outside of the room, but just even humming will warm up your vocal cords, or just piercing your lips back and forth will warm up your lips, and it will remove a lot of that nervousness. And again, breathing is critical. Learn your location. What do I mean by this? And I apologize for some that found this a bit of a struggle to get into this room. But when you do enter that room, learn it. Simple question. What is the most popular spot in a house? Say it out loud. Kitchen. So if you know where the networking is going to be the next time you come to a holiday event, which is fast approaching, and you want to connect or converse with people, go to where everyone's going to be. So figure that spot out. Typically, kitchen, where the alcohol is, bar, where the food is, or somewhere in a gathering spot such as a hallway at a networking event. Plant yourself in those specific spots so that you can actually network and connect with people. Here's another thing. This is going a little bit deep, and I apologize. I wish I can dive into it more, but I'm very restricted on time. Follow the flow of people. When you go to an event, there's actually a flow that goes to every room. Typically, an entrance door and an exit door. So if you know that kind of flow, figure out where you want to be in it. Now, tip, don't hang out near the bathroom, because people do not want to have a conversation when they are trying to go number 1 or number 2. It's true, because what will they do? You might meet the absolute best person, but it's the bad timing, which is the bad location. Another thing about learning your location, show up early so that you don't have to come in there flustered, sweating. Where's this? Where's that? Lay of the land. Learn it. Be prepared. Now, this is the ever so talented Miss Iggy Azalea, and I'm going to share a really quick story about how I actually got to interview her. I got invited down to South Florida a couple weeks ago for a crypto event. I am not in crypto, but my friends who ran the event invited me to come down and be an MC. On one condition, I want to interview all the keynote speakers. Now, unfortunately, Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump, was one of the keynotes, which I was not allowed to unfortunately interview. But I did get Iggy Azalea. But how did I get Iggy Azalea? So she was connected with this guy named Neon. It's in the Twitch world. I'm going to keep the story short because I have no clue what the hell Twitch is. But supposedly, they had 3 camera people following Neon and her around. And I looked and I said, what is this? They had their cameras up. He goes, yeah, we're live streaming to Twitch. There's over 1 million people watching right now. I'm like, oh, I'm getting an interview. So the competition, the ego in me said, I'm going to get an interview. But you might notice, just over my shoulder is a big, strong security guard. And I said, hey, I would really love to have a quick interview with Iggy. He's like, who are you? I'm like, I was one of the MCs. I was on stage. He's like, I don't think that's going to happen. You can try, but I don't think it's going to happen. I said, okay. Again, challenge number 2. Why was I prepared? Because of 4 years of working the Toronto International Film Festival on the red carpet with Miss Lovely Carmelia Ray, we have learned to be quick on our feet, be impromptu, be quick-witted. So I took it up as another challenge to say, all right, I'm going to get through all the noise and get my questions answered. She was swarmed by about 100 people. But here's the thing. I knew where she was going to walk next. She was in this giant sphere of room, and I knew there was only one exit point. So what did I do? While everyone was crowding around her, I went to the exit, and I waited. I had my phone out with a ring light on the other side of it. My mics were already on. As soon as she came out, I said, hey, Iggy, can you tell us about your new meme coin? Boom. Interview started. She gave me 2.5 minutes of her time while all these fans were taking photos. And again, I do not say this to impress, but rather impress upon you. It's about being prepared. I already had the questions in my head on what I was going to ask her. Sometimes when you come to these networking events, people are like, I hate small talk. Then don't talk small. Ask open-ended questions that are going to lead to deeper dialogue. Don't ask, oh yeah, this weather's really down. Yeah, it's cold out there. I'm sorry, how long have you lived in Canada? This is the seasons it follows. Oh my God, it's really hot out there. Did you see what Trump said? None of that serves your conversation. So why are you going to go in that direction? Hey, I'm Kyle. That's another big thing that a lot of people miss up. Introduce yourself. Full name, please. So many people I meet, it's like, I'm Mike. Great. Probably already met 5 Mikes. I have no clue who you are. How do I Google you if I can't get your contact information? We live in a world where we all want to be connected, so say your name with proudness. Avoid silent killers of conversation. No phone hiding. You know these people. They pull out their phone and pretend to be busy, when in fact they're scrolling Instagram. Do not miss these opportunities to connect with people. Instagram can wait, unless you're on Instagram to DM the person you just met. That's the only excuse. Please, another reason why people don't love networking, it's not a sales pitch, unless they invite it or ask it. Get to know the person, build the rapport, so that it leads to the next conversation, which then is another touch point. And the reason why I share this so candidly is because I worked with a gentleman named Grant Cardone. Love him or hate him, we worked with him. Me, Naran, and a few collective Canadians. And what I learned from him is that there's a step in the process of sales. There's actually 12. Do you know what the close rate is on a sale after the first time you meet somebody? Any guesses? How many? 3. Guess what the close rate is after 12 times of connecting with that person? 84%. Guess how many people give up on the follow-up? At what step? 3rd. Keep that in the back of your head the next time. I want you to be ferocious with your follow-up. And then dealing with the boss, just like I gave my example of a security guard. But we've all been in the club, I'm sure, at one point of our life, dancing, mixing, mingling. I know I had Grant moves, so all the ladies came to me. No, I'm just kidding. I had horrible dance moves. I made it up with my talking game. But how do you deal with the boss? Now, that boss could be anybody. That boss could be, if you are trying to connect with the significant other or the other side of the space, a female, a male, or whatever side you date. But it's dealing with the person that wants them nothing to do with you. When in fact, the person that you're conversing with is actually interested into you. How do you deal around the boss? Invite them into the conversation. Don't push them aside. Don't silo them. Welcome them, but also be prepared that, hey, that person might come. A parent, if you're meeting somebody's, you're dating someone, you're meeting the parents for the first time, be prepared. What do they like? Ask the person you're dating, hey, so what are your parents looking to? So that the dialogue isn't caught in small talk. Hey, I saw that you're holding the fish up like every other guy's profile on Tinder. It's like, great, what type of fish do you like to fish for? So those little things that can lead the dialogue. Now, presence. Presence is important because I see a lot of people mix this one up. So what does presence mean? It goes beyond just facial expressions, body language. But how do you hold yourself? How's your energy when you walk into that room? Show of hands, and actually put them up. When you meet somebody for maybe the first or second time, you get that feeling. You're like, man, I really connected with that person, even though I just met them. Show of hands, how many people have experienced that? I'm sure everybody has. Or they left the room going, man, I want to find out more. Who is that guy or that gal? See, that's presence, that's energy. And for those that don't know, that fine gentleman beside me, his name is DeCray Montgomery. You might know him from Stranger Things. He was in a movie, and I was very fascinated by his story. But what was curious is that in the interview, he was asking questions about me. I'm like, no, that's not how this works. But he found interest in me, and we had a connection. And why I say that is because on the red carpet, it's fast, it's furious, and you got to get to the point fast, quickly, because they're moving down the carpet to the next interviewers. But I had the questions ready. And you know what I kept hearing time and time again on the red carpet? Again, this is not a brag. I want you guys to use this. I caught so many actors, directors, writers, composers, Oscar award winners, athletes off guard. They'd be like, that is an incredible question. I didn't just ask them, so what did you do to get ready for this film? What drew you into this movie? Hey, Andre DeGrasse, how was it like winning the gold medal? He's heard that question 1,000 times. And guess what? They get annoyed answering the question 1,000 times. So why is body language and facial expression important? Because, I'll give another example. We're going to go back to the club world, or even the networking world. This happens, you hear it, and this can be on either side of sexist, so please don't hold that against me. But you've all heard the term resting bitch face. How inviting are those people to go up to and talk to? And you know what the scariest part is, as Carm can probably attest to, and I've had these conversations because we did a talk in Miami on dating, was I would meet absolutely flawless 10 out of 10 women. And they're like, nobody comes and talks to me. And I said, can I be truthful? Your body language and facial expression is saying other. I know you're a sweetheart, peel the onion back, you're a beautiful person inside and out, but the rest of the world isn't seeing that. You're putting on a persona that you trying to want to look like I'm better than everybody. That's the thing, I don't give a shit, pardon my language, whether you're the janitor, the CEO, Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, I don't care. I'm going to treat you the same way as I do everybody else. So when you're in these dialogues, sometimes the most secretive people are the ones that are wearing the jeans and t-shirt, and you find out the guy is worth $1 billion and owns a $50 million house in Miami. True story, Naran, remember that? Naran, remember that? Yes. I'm like, who's this guy that just got pulled, chauffeured in that Rolls-Royce car? So, again, belong in your location. What do I mean by that? Own the room. And I'm going to share another quick story because stories land. Analogies work. I'll never forget it. We have this wonderful friend Naran and I work with. His name is Richard Dolan. He is very well known all over the world. He works with celebrities, athletes, and the like. And I'll never forget it. He was introducing Tony Robbins onto stage in Ottawa, Edmonton. And Rich needed something out of his bag, which I had. And he said, Kyle, I need you to get backstage. And I'm like, Rich, I don't have the passes, I don't have the security, I don't have anything. He's like, Kyle, I don't want to hear excuses. I need that thumb drive. Figure it the fuck out and get back here. So what did I do? I went up, finagled the security guard, said, listen, I need to get back so-and-so. I name dropped. I did what I read. He's like, sorry, man, you don't have the credentials. I'm not letting you back there. I'm like, listen, if this screen turns black when he goes up on stage, I'm going to get Richard to point you out to make sure you're the one that stopped me from getting the thumb drive to him. He pulled another person over. I did the same song and dance. Guess what? Your boy got backstage. You know what Rich said to me? How the hell did you get back here? I was like, wait, what? He's like, I was just testing you. I'm like, ah. But why I say all this is sometimes own the room. When you walk into it, make those connections. Now, I'm not saying be arrogant. Now, thing on facial expressions, when I'll touch on the neck ever so slightly. There is a difference, and sometimes people could come off as arrogant, cocky, conceited, and it's not even the words they use. A lot of it is the way their head's tilted. A lot of times you will see pictures of people, and they're like this. And they're not trying to be arrogant, but their chin's up, tilted, like I'm better than you. But then you get the other people where their chin's down, they're like, yeah, submissive. Hold your body straight. Hold your shoulders up high. Keep your gaze straight ahead. Feet, hands, all of them play a role because they are telling your story with you. You don't believe me? Watch a movie with actors that don't move. Hand gestures, body language, facial expressions, they're all critically important. Now, eye contact can be a tricky one, especially for the younger generation because they grew up with their cell phone in their face. I don't ask you to intently stare at somebody, but rather just gaze at them and then pull it away. Just as it's about to get awkward. So like right now, this is getting awkward for you. He turned his way. That 1 or 2 seconds, just make eye contact with your audience. And if you're working with an entire room, it's your job as a speaker to connect with every single one of them in there. Now, if you have 10,000 people, that's hard. But in a room of this size, or even a room of maybe you're networking with, or you're in a small group that is going to happen over the holidays, make everybody feel welcomed. This happens. You get the odd person, and it's no knock to them. Sometimes they join the conversation and they just stand there. You kind of just look around, they're like, I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what this conversation's about. Be the person that welcomes them in. Hey, I didn't catch your name. Take control. Be the person that, you know what, they're going to look back going, that person cared about me. That person connected with me. And it's something as simple as saying, what's your name? See, our names are the most beautiful thing in our life. It is the one thing that has been repeated the most and will be for the rest of your life. So when you do catch someone's name, repeat it. They like hearing it. Bonus points, if you know what their kids' names are, their dog's name is, or whatever someone in the story they're saying, repeat it. That's how you help you remember it. So the next time you connect with them, you meet with them, you're like, hey, how's Fluffy? How the hell did you remember my dog Fluffy? Dogs are a little bit easier because they're all unique, but remember people's names. Communication, near and dear to my heart. You want to be remembered, not just heard. The words coming out of my mouth are meaningless if you cannot make the connection. So many people are missing on opportunities, whether it be from stage, meeting someone for the first time, meeting someone in a group setting. And I've had the great pleasure of working with numerous amounts of people in multiple varieties of businesses, where I give them a bit of a cheat code because so many of them struggle to land their message. So back to my crypto event. I will pull some of the speakers off after I was the MC and said, how do you think you did? They said, oh, I crushed it. And I said, can I be candid with you? And I have filmed, another pro tip, film every single talk that you do. Every single one. I don't even care if you have to post it. The reason why you record it, you can watch the playback. Just like every other great sports team, they watch game tape. So I'm going to come back afterwards saying, hey, what did I mess up? What did I screw up? What can I work on? What can I improve on? Did I talk too fast there? Did I talk too slow? What was I doing with my hands? What was I doing with my hair? Why was I chewing gum? Why was I having my hand in my pocket playing my keys? All these little things are little cues you need to pick up on. So when someone's having a conversation with you, actually engage with them. How many times have you been in a dialogue with one person where you're like, what's this person looking at? Why are they looking over my shoulder? Actually lean in. Guys, we're all guilty of this. When our significant other's like, are you listening? You're like, ah, shit. I didn't remember a thing she just said. Or he said, whatever.
That never happens.
Oh, Carb, you're a fantastic listener. But here's the thing. If I can leave you with anything, be clear and concise. I meet too many people in my lifetime where I'm like, I ask them a very simple question such as this, and be prepared. This is your forewarning. I'm going to ask you this tonight. What do you do? And if you can't tell a person what you do in 60 seconds or less at a 5th grade level, you failed. And I'm being dead honest. Back to my crypto event, I met some of the top people in the industry, and they stumbled on their own damn words of what their business does. And they eat and breathe this shit all day long, 12 hours a day, 5 years steady. How can you not explain your business? This is the reason why everyone doesn't like crypto. You guys can't even explain it. So I ask of all of you, the reason why I asked you to download that QR code is because I'm going to offer everybody in this room a 15-minute complimentary call with me over Zoom, and I will critique your pitch. So the next time somebody asks you, what do? You don't stumble. I'm telling you, you should be breathing your script. Alex Ramosi touches on that. Breathe your script. The reason why he says breathe your script, you don't have to think about breathing. It just comes naturally. So when I ask you what you do, boom, rolls off the tip of your tongue. And here's a great thing. You can have multiple iterations of it. So if you know you're meeting somebody in this industry, it's targeted that way. Targeted this way. You can have multiple options, but you have to have them somewhat memorized. Connections. So match their energy. Now, the reason why I say matching your energy is so important is because if I came in this room with low energy, I can promise you my talk would suck. But it also works in the reverse. If I came and said, hey guys, who's ready to get going? Let's go. Come on, get your hands up, let's clap. We all know somebody that's really good at this. His name is Tony Robbins, but he's able to get the room up. So I often tell people,
that was scary, but
lean into your room. But I tell people, bring it up 1 octave higher than what that room is. And for a lot of people, that's very uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. It's your job as the speaker, as the person having the conversation, to bring their energy into it. Energy's infectious. How many times have you met these angry ass people like, oh man, it's another rainy day. It's like, how's life? Oh, I got stuck in traffic. I'm like, I do not want to talk to you. I want to talk to all of you beautiful people. Technology, very, very important. Use it wisely, please. Especially if you're in the middle of a conversation. Put your phone away. I know you hear this one, especially over the holidays. Make a promise with everyone at the table. First person to pick up their phone gives me $100 or whatever. Make a game of it and see where the dialogue goes. I know Uncle Frank's going to talk about God knows what, but you know what? Uncle Frank might not be here next Christmas. Hear what he has to say. I'm telling you, you can learn a lot from every generation, young, old, and everything in between. My son's teaching me things every day, and I'm like, I don't know the answer to that. I better go ChatGPT that. Zoom, again, I wish I had more time. We'll dive into that another day. But it's so important that how you show up is how you show up everywhere. Back to my Grant Cardone analogy, love him or hate him. I don't care what side of the spectrum you are on. What I can attest is that Grant is how he is in person as he is online. So you know exactly who you're getting. And the great buzzword that's getting thrown around everywhere now, authenticity. Seems to be the buzzword of 2025. But you ask a person what it actually is, definition, they can't describe it. So, super important. Now, the most important piece of all of this is that you came to this room, probably for multiple reasons, but maybe, just maybe, for an opportunity. I'll give a quick story back, because I keep referencing Grant, but I think it's important. So I was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, and I've told the story a few times, so I apologize if you heard it, but it gets better as age. Like, why? I was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa, and there's no internet, there's no Wi-Fi, so basically you just kind of listen to what's on your phone. I had his book, The 10X Rule, in Audible, and I was listening to it as I was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. It's a shitty climb. It's not technically hard like Everest, but it is a long, grueling climb. And I'll never forget it. As I was getting tired, it'd been like 12 hours we've been hiking with very little sleep and rest, sleeping in tents, pissing in the woods. I'll never forget one of the chapters was, don't be a little bitch. And I'm like, and I can hear it in his raspy voice, like, don't be a little bitch. As I'm climbing Kilimanjaro, I'm like, you know what, Grant, you are right. I'm not going to be a little bitch. But you know what I said in that moment? Call it a little bit of, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Manifestation. I said, if I meet Grant ever, I'm telling him this story. Do you know, 2 months later, I got presented with an opportunity to meet Grant backstage at an event. And I said, Grant, can I tell you my story? You know why he connected with it? Because it was about him. My experience on how he helped me get up the mountain. Even though it was me that walked, it was him that helped me get up. So in front of 4,000 people at a conference, he goes up on stage, he's like, I met an interesting person backstage. Where's Kyle? In front of everyone. I'm like, oh shit. He's like, come up here. I'm like, uh-oh. I don't know what the hell he's gonna pull me up on stage for. But I kind of knew in the back of my head he wanted to talk about the story. So in front of 4,000 people, he's like, Kyle, tell the audience your story, what you told me backstage. So I shared that story. What you fail to remember is that people paid tens of thousands of dollars to just be a speaker on the stage with Grant. I got it for free. And yes, that time together was short. Guess what else it led to? Naren and I working with him, building his global licensing program. Now, that wasn't the correlation because of that, but a connection rather with Richard Dolan. But why I say all this is because I keep telling people, what is your story? Everyone's got a unique one. So please share it. As Canadians, we are very, very cheap and chicken with what we give out in terms of content. Our counterparts to the south are trusty old Americans, especially in southern Florida. You meet some of them, they're like, I'm the best real estate agent in the world. I'm like, how many deals do you do? Like, 2. I'm like, oh shit. Then I'll meet top producing agents in Toronto, such as Natasha, and she's like, yeah, I'm just a real estate agent. I'm like, hold on. You just sold a fucking hotel for like $25 million. You're not just an agent. You're not just a tech person. You're not just a mortgage broker. I don't need just. I want to know what makes you different than the other 77,000 other realtors. What makes you different than the other 50,000 mortgage brokers? What makes you different than the other 20,000 accountants? Make your story stand out. I promise you, not only will it lead to better connections, it will lead to more profits in your business. And as I kind of wrap up, back to what is your story? Please share your experience. We want to hear it. Because I can promise you, just before you're about to post or put it up there, someone's going to want to hear it. You might make that connection. Don't worry about all the other noise in the audience of like, oh, you look terrible. Who gives a shit? We're going to get judged anyways. You're judging me. I don't care. I welcome it. But most importantly, what is your story? Intro, body, conclusion, very, very important. Because, back to my point, if you take anything where, clear and concise. Get to the point fast so that it can lead a secondary question to say, hey, I want to find out more about what you do. Let's have lunch. Sorry, I'm very curious. That actually might help me. How can I connect with you? That's what you want. You're not going to close them right there and then. And then as I wrap up, back to this slide. The reason why it goes in this order is because you make the first impression. You make sure that your body language, facial expression, is speaking before you utter a word. Your communication needs to be clear and concise so that you can lead to that connection and that rapport. But then most importantly, you get the opportunity. So honestly, thank you so very much. Here's my contact information. For some, that might be tricky. Take a photo. There's something better. Back to that QR code. Take it. So in that QR code, one final thought. In that QR code, it's going to pop up. It's going to ask for your name, phone number, email. There is no John Smith. So give me your real name, your real phone number, real email. I promise you I will not spam you. That is my promise. I do not spam people. I actually genuinely want a connection. And then finally, as I pass the mic over, there is 2 leaflets on the counter next to the booze. Remember, where are people? Near the food, near the booze. I want you to scan them, especially the one that says core. I am starting, or already started, a community of people that I want all of you in that room. I can promise you, I will not sell you in it. It is absolutely free. We're going to meet once a week, and we're going to dive into your businesses on how we can help each other. Because that's how we are able to lift each other up, is through community. And that's why you guys all came. So if that's of interest to you, it's over there. I'm going to be around here all night long. Please feel free to come tap me on the shoulder and tell me what you do. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to the lovely Carmelia Ray.